Hi Dhanshri, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you?
Yeah, I can.
Am I audible?
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay, Dhanshri, can you tell me a little bit about yourself so that I can understand much better about your situation? I think
yeah.
you have sent me
So,
some questions, but I really need to know like what you looking for? What's your background?
yeah. So I did my master's in physics from ICER Bhopal in 2017. I graduated in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, I joined in IIT Kanpur as a project associate, and I worked there for like around 1 year and 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
And later, I went through an admission process for PhD, and then I enrolled into IIT Bombay. So for that, we had 2-3 channels for fellowships. So I was an Inspire fellow.
Mm-hmm.
For that, after taking an admission, we had to submit a research proposal to get a grant for 5 years. But what happens is that is from government itself,
Mm-hmm.
the fellowship grant.
Mm-hmm.
But the capping number is thousand fellowships per year. So there were chances that it could be rejected or it could be accepted.
Uh-huh.
So mine got rejected.
Okay.
So now I'm still enrolled in IIT Bombay in the first year,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not getting any fellowship from any source right now. So right now I'm able to manage somehow, but I think for next 4 years it won't be possible for me. That's why I want to. I'm looking for some other options as well.
Okay, okay.
And within the institute itself, also I'm trying for other fellowship sources. It's likely that I'll get the results by the end of May. Some other fellowships are there, so I have applied to that as well. But that also is like, again, either I'll get it or I'll not get it. So I cannot rely completely on that.
Okay, okay. So one question I have for you is um, based on the questions you have sent to me. So what I understand is after you have graduated from your dual degree, it's almost been 2 years, correct?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years, right?
More than 2 years.
More than two
Yeah.
years, okay. And what I understood is this at IIT Bombay you were very much positive about, but it didn't work out for you, correct?
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
okay. So let me ask you, um, uh, how? So what are you looking for right now? Is you want your first priority is like you want to make sure figure it out if everything goes fine at IIT Bombay. That's your option one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's your okay.
I'm looking like I'm being hopeful about the fellowship that I've applied to. Like
Okay,
I really want it
okay.
to happen,
Do you
but
know
if
if
not that, then
do you know if you have enough guidance available by a faculty member at IIT Bombay? Like, what are your options, or you don't have that?
so my dilemma is constantly whether I should talk to my professor frankly about this, because I don't want her to feel that I'm looking for other options also.
No, no, no.
Then
What I meant
I
is,
don't know how
yeah,
that will go.
yeah, I understand. But what I'm trying to ask you is, do you know that you have enough information um, from IIT Bombay that what are your options, all the options that you can able to pursue your PhD with some sort of a financial aid, or you don't know that?
No, I tried to gather everything actually. I did. I
Okay.
tried all my options.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Uh,
Do you think that it would be helpful for you to get a feedback on your situation from some other professor from some other department, not from your professor, because you said you are a little bit reluctant? Would that be helpful to you?
yeah, like I've spoken to one of the other professor from the same department.
Uh-huh.
Um, he told me that I should apply for other positions as well. But within the institute itself, if I'm getting some project, a position through some project to support my PhD, then it will be better. But it didn't happen, so there was
Okay.
some formalities which couldn't. I mean, it didn't
Do
turn
you?
out
Okay,
well.
so my other question is, so right now it looks to me you are in material science department, correct?
Right.
Okay. Do you think if there is an option available for you to explore in, let's say, mechanical engineering department or somewhere, would you be able to pursue that or no?
I think interchanging departments is not an option available, because
Okay.
each and every department has different procedure,
Okay.
selection procedure, so it
Okay.
won't be entertained. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you. So this is your option A right now. What are you planning for option B or C, or you are looking for help in that direction?
So yeah, I'm looking for help as well, and the B, C options. So the second option I'm thinking about majorly is other PhD positions,
Okay.
because
You
I think more likely by the end of May and June, I'll get the fellowship result, the one that I've applied for, whether I'll be able to continue or not.
uh-huh.
Then there is one other option in IIT itself, applying again for the next session, like fresh admission,
Right, right.
um into IITB Monash program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tie-up program with the Monash
Right,
University.
right, right.
So that could be one option. Other
Okay.
than that, yeah, I'm like looking for options which are abroad, because within India I don't have any chances, because since I don't have some the exam score which is necessary for admission in India, some
You.
NET or GET exam score.
Okay.
So I don't have that in hand. So the
So.
India options are not there for
Okay.
this coming session, but the abroad options are open. So I'm
Okay.
looking for those.
Okay. So let me tell you. Now I understood your situation. So, as you said, because as your situation is little bit different here, because that's the reason I asked you. I think you have more than 2 years of a gap already, right? So you are in also some kind of a what I would say a rush mode, that you want to make sure whatever you want to do, you should go there as soon as possible, because you don't want to waste too much time, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So so my here is my suggestion to you is, as I said, if this IIT Bombay fellowship, whatever you're talking, works out, that's the best thing. Of course, you know that. The second option for you is to apply for a PhD program in US or somewhere outside. That's the other option, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but here is the thing. For that, the deadline. So, do you have your GRE or TOEFL score or no?
No, my TOEFL score is expired right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, GRE.
Yeah, right. So you should know that you have to give your GRE and TOEFL, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even if you are able to give your GRE and TOEFL, assuming that you get a good score, and so forth, you would be able to apply in August 2021, not before that.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. That so here is your option for. I'm talking about specifically for US, but it more or less true for even Japan, Korea, or UK or some other countries, European countries too. So the deadline for August 2021 application would be somewhere around, I think they start taking applications in December, January, February. So February at max, I think, is February 2021 would be the deadline. Okay.
Right.
Before that, you should be able to give your GRE, I would say by latest by end of November 2020. So you
Okay.
should have your GRE and TOEFL completed by at max latest mid November or early November, because the December deadline is the admission deadline for few universities. So that's number one. So that's how you need to plan, as I said. For
Yeah.
that, you have to do some preparation and all that. So you can wait for your score or your fellowship result from IIT Bombay by May. So let's say
Yeah.
by May, if you hear good news, then that's what you're gonna do. But if let's say something happens, then I think the one option for you is to apply for PhD program abroad. And I'd already told you the deadline. So as I said, by by mid November, your GRE and TOEFL should be completed, and December, January, December and January is the time where I would say December, January, February, or maybe November, some cases where you will be sending out applications to universities.
Okay.
Usually,
But few of the universities don't, like in European countries mostly,
uh
they don't ask for GRE, right? I was like,
yeah,
since I don't have a score in hand, I was targeting those which don't require GRE, and
yeah.
in some cases they don't even ask for like TOEFL, IELTS. So if they need it, we can provide it later if we get through the. Is there something like that? I mean,
Yeah.
I have the doubt.
So then actually here is so here is my suggestion. I think my advice to anybody would be is, because your PhD is going to be a very important part that's going to decide your career. I would strongly recommend to go to the places which are good, not based on
Yeah.
not based on whether they are not accepting GRE score or TOEFL score. That's how I don't
Okay.
think you should choose it. You may be able to find some universities where they are pretty good, but and they don't accept GRE and TOEFL. You have to do Google search on those. I don't have that in my mind, but
Okay.
what I'm suggesting you is uh, do what is right.
Okay.
I would look for universities which are good. And I think actually one of the thing which I liked about your CV is the area of your research on flexible electronics is a pretty good area. I did some
Yeah.
work in this area quite a long time back, but it is one of the really good areas. And there are, I mean, I know of some places, and I will email you couple of emails on some where you can contact them. And this is, I think
Okay.
this is the one of the very good areas. And if you do it right, you should have a very bright future, in my opinion. It's a up and coming areas. There are many good professors and university that are working in this particular area. So
Hmm.
your subject area is very good. That's what I meant.
Okay. Yeah.
As So that could be another option. As far as job perspective is concerned, let's say somebody says, "Oh, okay, how about can I apply for jobs and all that?" Since you are in India, you will require a visa for that particular reason. For anyone getting a job out abroad, is the chances are zero.
Okay.
Yeah, there are. Don't waste your time on that. You can always apply to positions which are available in India in industry.
Which are really few, I mean, in this area.
See, you work in the area of semiconductors, right? So there are not much out there, especially in
Yeah.
semiconductor manufacturing. So, and most of the companies who are in India are pretty much focused on, I would say, manufacturing rather than research. But
Yeah.
as I said, these are the only two options I see for you in my opinion.
Okay.
So applying, as I said, applying for PhD program in US will require a minimum of 4 year of commitment by the time you start.
Yeah.
So keep that in
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
So, the main reason, like one of those reason I never applied to US
Mm-hmm.
was because of one